You don't like this shining thing, right?
No, not the chrome. No.
But you know we do have another version.
Yeah.
The black piano.
Yeah, the black is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shiny is actually 1100 euro option in China.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
This one is 1100.
How many people are buying the option?
A lot.
A lot, really?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Because for the new car, when we launch the car, it's for free in the very
All right, and then you charge option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it became the option. Okay, good photo.
Hey guys, just got back a few days ago from China, and honestly, the trip to China was pretty amazing. But it was just an absolute eye opener. I honestly did not expect to see some of the things that I saw. What did I see? Well, first of all, hello my friends. Welcome to the channel. My name's Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. I've just gone to China. And I've got to disclose, be honest here guys, I didn't pay for this trip. And, you know, with everything at home now, you know, Shanna has stage 4 cancer, and unfortunately, the most recent scans show that it's moved to a few other places, which was pretty devastating to hear. Unfortunately, considering that situation, I wouldn't have been able to do this, but fortunately, her parents were able to help, so I was able to go. And then I did have to cut the trip short, though. I cut it short by a day because, well, during the week, she got the results of those scans. And yeah, like I said, it's actually progressed. It's gone to the some other places in her body, which was pretty tough to hear. And actually, she got a bad flu right at the end. So anyway, I flew back home. Kudos, though. Thank you to Zeekr. Now, Zeekr paid for this trip, which is obviously Geely is the parent company of Zeekr, the electric car brand Zeekr. Now, Andrew from Zeekr Australia, he actually was able to, it would have cost them money to do this, but I told him what had happened, and he actually cut the trip short. So not by much, by a day. He was going to actually take me to some of the car factories from other brands, from other EV brands, which is pretty cool. But anyway, he stayed a day later by himself because I left, went home a day earlier, and he actually organized for me to go home a day earlier. And it was kind of lucky that I did, because when I got back, I was needed at home. Anyway, now you know the full details. But what about the actual trip? Well, I test drove the Zeekr X. Hey guys, Zeekr X here, Australia. We are getting this car in a few months' time from now. So really, if you're going to buy an EV, this might be worth waiting for potentially. Well, we're about to find out, about to drive it and see how it actually does handle. There's been a few reports, can be maybe too much power. Let's see if that's true. Either way, guys, as you can see, it's raining, and yeah, I'm excited. So how do I put this into drive?
Like the Tesla.
And I press the brake, and then
Yeah, touch the brake, then
it's in drive.
yes.
I like that. It means you have all this space.
Yeah,
You have all this space here.
keep the bag,
Yeah,
something.
that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Go.
It's pretty nice. It's like a premium version of the Volvo EX30.
Mm-hmm.
You reckon?
I like it. And when you drive in time, you can fit in much more better.
The steering wheel feels nice, actually.
Yeah, and the two color.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's raining a bit. Let's try not to crash, hey?
Of course.
Try not to crash.
Adjust the be safety first, then we can push a little bit, maybe.
So which version is this of the car? The single motor or the dual motor?
Dual motor.
Dual motor, okay. Dual motor.
Because front side have the power, back side also. Front side I think is 115 kilowatts.
150 at the front?
150 front,
Yeah.
back side is 200 kilowatt.
So what is the combined figure? 350 or?
Combined the fee is 315.
350, okay, it's quite a lot of power.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa, it's
See?
quick. Whoa. Wow.
Yes. And
Very
brake.
nice.
Yeah. And include this brake is very good.
What are the brakes?
The front side, I think the four stroke
Four caliper?
I think the 4 caliper. I need to see because this is a big 4 caliper. I think so.
That's a tricky corner, that one.
Yeah.
Big 4 caliper, okay, yeah. So the brakes are standard on the dual motor, the bigger brakes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Wow, it's quick.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Woo. Doing 150 almost, just pressing the steering wheel for a second.
Yeah.
Wow. That's 140.
Yeah. Hard brake for that. Okay, here be slow because very high shoulder here. See, the car will be jump.
Wow, kicks.
Same kicks.
Yeah.
Okay, slow, going turn. Very nice car. Okay, here I need a hard brake because we're going down. Start fun.
Yeah, it's good. The 001, a little bit more feel on the front tyre.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a bit more power though.
Yeah,
than
this
the rear motor 001. So.
Okay, going pin. Going to pin.
Go pit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got the Zeekr X here. This is like the premium version of the Volvo EX30. Slightly bigger. You can kind of see it looks a little bit bigger, right? Very nice looking, kind of blacked out lights. This is the dual motor version, 360 kilowatt, rear wheel drive and front wheel drive. So the rear motor has 200 kilowatt, front motor has 160 kilowatt. It's quick. I just drove around the track and it's scary fast in the wet here. As you can see, guys, it's raining here. We're in China, there's drones flying around. Anyway, this car is coming to Australia and it's going to be here. Guys, I've got to tell you the truth, I actually want to buy one of these cars. So that might be happening, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, it's going to be here really soon. I think there's already a pre-production model in Australia, but it can't be, it's like testing and that kind of thing. So I've just driven this around the track real fast. And I think the guy who was the racing driver on the other side, he was a little bit scared with my driving. I was probably slightly out of control on a few of the corners, over-braked on a few, but the braking is really, really good. So let's have a look at some details for this car. All right, guys, it's got a digital door here, so you don't actually have to, press anything. You don't have to pull out a little handle and push it around. So you just press that button, and as you can see, the back as well, you just press that button. That's pretty cool, I think. It's a pretty cool feature. That's all you do. Press that, and now it's open. You see that?
So that's actually a camera that will do facial recognition. So like you know how you have, but in Australia I don't think they'll allow you to do it because of consumer rights.
Here is a sport mode, normal mode, and comfort. This is the power. Keep back the power is slow, normal, harder. And this is a steering wheel for the softer, normal, and sport.
Yep.
We can see here.
What are those ones that are ESC off?
Yeah, ESC off, and this one is the highway go down.
When I drove it, was ESC on?
ESC off.
Yeah. I thought so.
When the ESC off, and we can slide in, it's different. Because sometimes we will ESC off, but this car also can slide in.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah, I can feel the power.
Yeah.
It's a lot of power.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of power. Okay.
And what about the like the general other stuff with the car? Is there any other features here that we can show people?
You can see in here. This is the car with the when we drive in the highway, the backside he will speaking maybe the move and have the noisy or closed.
Let's just turn the windscreen wipers off. How do we do that?
We can I think we can see here in the stop in this one, right?
Cool. Okay.
That is more easy. And you know when this one is more early to ask you to stop, and this is keep the backside.
Okay. Ask you to stop to charge, or
no, he will charge. He will first have the noisy ding 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 ding, then boom. He will charge the stop also. This is the
what is this? What is this page for? Like,
the page for Zeekr AD.
Yeah. So what is this all about? This here.
All the system of the Zeekr have some safety.
Safety. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're setting the safety if you want to be close to the car. Sorry, what were we on? How do we go back to that page that we were just
This
on?
page.
Yeah. So you're setting if the distance between what's this for?
This one is speed is so high. If so high, he will ask you to.
Oh, that's what you were saying.
Because when you highway already have the 130 or 120 kilometer for.
If you want to go above it or below it.
You can ask for the below the
the speed
5
limit.
kilometer, and this one is
So
above that.
So you don't get a speeding fine. It'll if you put it 5, you probably won't get a speeding fine. You probably should have.
No. Put it. No, if you have to put the button is the other side here is going to the high. Just to put in the button in the ACC set like that.
Okay.
But this button is just ask you when you pass the ACC the speed. Maybe I make the speed is 120. I make the 125. The mark here have the +5.
Yeah.
It can allow, but more than the 5 he already have. Bing bing bing.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And over here, what's happening here?
This is when have the car pass the beside. You also can see here this screen. When we driving time, sometimes the left one, the right side.
Autopilot, like
I think
like a Tesla.
But not same.
Can you turn autopilot on?
This one cannot, because when we drive in the highway time, we can see that. But if for the track place, cannot see. But we can see just some button.
Okay.
In the before the track.
So what features do we have? Can we change? Can we adjust the features? What you see on this screen? Can we change what you see on that screen?
I think.
Sound.
This is sound.
And this one, microphone.
This one is see. This one is a small screen to show the GPS something.
Oh yeah.
Also have to show.
So what's this going to show here?
This shows to your car when you have to the stop time. You can see the
GPS.
effect. Not GPS.
Not GPS.
You have the people pass same like that.
Okay.
It's same like the screen about 330 around. When you touch the button, the 330 can touch the
360 degree.
360
Yeah.
degree. You can see the backside around the same like the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
See, front, back, around, front side around, and 3D. 3D is much more easy.
Yeah.
You touch the button and you move the everywhere.
Auto parking.
Sorry?
Does it have an auto parking?
Auto parking, yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay, you just touch that, and then it
have
parks
the
for
auto
you.
parking. You need to find the place, then parking, but now you don't.
And the Zeekr 001. We saw a few of these in the streets today. We saw a few last night on the drive-in. The Zeekr 001, these are on sale in Europe now. And unfortunately, no right-hand drive production planned at this point in time. Everyone's asking for them though. There's like heaps of people that are asking Zeekr saying, bring them to Australia, make them in right-hand drive. And you know what? I think this, as you guys know, this is actually my favorite car. I said this 2 years ago when they first launched this car. This is my favorite car. And here I am. I'm going to drive one home. So here it is. Here's the back of it. So there's an all-wheel drive FR version of this vehicle, which is apparently 0 to 62 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. About the same pace as the Tesla Model S Plaid. It has 1,200 horsepower, the FR version. I don't think this is the FR version. It's not, but hopefully we get to race one tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping. Kimi Räikkönen has been racing them around the track here apparently. So, yeah, this is the Tez. Used to saying Tesla. Zeekr 001. And yeah, there's an all-wheel drive version which costs around $40,000. It does have Cadel's new, I believe, new Turing battery. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, Geely and Zeekr are the first manufacturers to work with Cadel with their brand new batteries. I don't know why, but they're getting them in their cars much faster than everyone else. And the Zeekr 009. I test drove those 3 cars, but I actually test drove 4 different cars because I also test drove the Zeekr 001 FR. More than 1,200 horsepower. A legit 0 to 100, 0 to 62 miles an hour, 2.02 seconds. And carbon ceramic brakes, and I'm going to drive one. Insane, hey? Absolutely insane. It's actually my favorite car because it's sort of a station wagon, sort of a shooting brake, you might call it. Super nice car. I mean, massive amount of interior space. And this thing is insane. It comes standard with carbon ceramic brakes, 1,300 horsepower, 3 motors. Amazing. Just an amazing car to drive in. Honestly, I thought I'd be really scared in this car. For one, I was so nauseous because on my first drive out on the tracks, the actual one of the race car drivers there, Geely owned this track, and he took me out. He was one of the company race drivers, took me out, and he just drifted this EV around the whole track. The Zeekr 001 just drifted the whole way. It was crazy. His handling is incredible. He actually holds the Guinness World Records for, I think, drifting on ice. Anyway, Ray. Hey, Ray. Shout out to you, mate. Ray drifted around the track. Incredible skills, but after that, I just wanted to vomit. I mean, I couldn't get rid of it. The feeling was just stuck with me. And then the problem was I jumped in that same car, the Zeekr 001, and I drove it really hard. It was raining, guys. It was actually literally, the entire track was wet, but it wasn't raining hard. It was kind of that really slippery surface where it's not raining really hard and it's not dry. You know what I'm talking about, right? So anyway, I drove the Zeekr 001 and I thought I was going to be scared. I was going to be a bit scared, but Ray was like, "Come on, man, push it." And I drove through this first corner and I was thinking, he's like, no, keep your foot down. I'm thinking, no, I've got to slow down. And he's, keep your foot down. So I did. Anyway, and I thought after that I went, well, Ray, he's making me go, and I don't want to embarrass myself here. I've got to drive hard. So I was driving this thing fast, and then. By the end of that lap, it was amazing. The Zeekr 001 rear-wheel drive, what a car that was. Next, I drove the Zeekr 009, which is their electric MPV on the racetrack. And, you know, you're thinking this is a van. How fast can you drive it on a racetrack? Honestly, the handling was so flat. I mean, it actually felt like, I wouldn't say a race car, but it felt like it almost was suitable for a track. I mean, who would say that about a van? But this van has insane power, right? It can do 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. Hey guys, I'm about to go for a drive with the VP of Zeekr worldwide. Yeah. And we're going to go for a cruise in the 009. A few other people have just driven it. They've said it's just amazing. There's no other MPV or vehicle that, I don't think you call this a van. I mean, look at it. There's nothing else that drives at this kind of speed. And I've got to say it was true. I was in the back of this before when someone else was driving it. It was so quick. I was thinking, holy, how's it driving this fast? So let's go, man. Let's go. Already, everything feels real soft. You can feel like every single surface is kind of like feels premium, you know. All right, it's very wide. There's a lot of space here. You can put your hand here. I'm not a small person. I'm about 6 foot. And it feels big. It feels like a big car. And I got to say that I wouldn't mind owning one of these cars for sure, man. The president of BYD in a certain country told me that the reason they haven't done an electric pickup truck, fully electric, is because they can't get enough range. How is it that this car, which is the size of a pickup truck, has 700 kilometers of range if they can't get enough range? Well, yeah, you can get enough range, you just need to have the right battery. And that's the point here with this car. It has 700 kilometers of range because it uses the new Chillin battery. That'd be right? Chillin battery? Yeah, the new Chillin battery from Cadel. I think it's the first car in the world. Is it the first car in the world? One of the first cars anyway. One of the first cars in the world to use the new Chillin battery from Cadel, or CATL. Guys, you've heard me talk about the new Chillin battery and how advanced it is, but it's equally as advanced as Zeekr Geely's own battery, the Aegis battery, which is called the Golden battery. I've got no idea how that just closed. Did I touch something? Anyway, I touched something. Anyhow, the battery technology in these vehicles is part of the reason why they're getting more range. So if you're going to get a car like this, not only does it have, I think, 500 kilowatt charging speed, that kind of ridiculous kind of charging speed where it's only going to take you 12 minutes to charge it, 13 minutes to charge it to 80%. It's also got massive range because of this new battery technology. So there's almost nothing. In fact, I don't think there's any other vehicle in the world that has that combination of this new battery, this charging speed, that kind of range. And not only that, it feels like a kind of a super luxury car. I highly doubt there is a Mercedes-Benz vehicle that would feel this luxury. And look at the VP, he's in the back here. There's 2 wide seats there, guys. And honestly, those seats there are even more premium than I think the front. It's like amazing. Anyway, this seat feels very comfy. Will it hold us around the corner when I drive fast? I don't know, let's find out. Okay guys, here we go. Seat's moving back into position. So when you open the door, the seat actually moves back, so it's easy for you to get it. You have more space in here to get in and out of the car. Then close the door, the seat moves back into position where you set it. I'm just going to move the seat a little bit back to about here. And yeah, let's go for it. Let's go. We're in park, Let's stick this into drive and off we go. That mirrors. Alright guys, one of the things I noticed, the steering wheel is actually quite a nice size. It's quite a nice feeling steering wheel as well. Feels like a premium steering wheel, Yamaha stereo. And you can see what speed up. Right now I'm doing 41. Let's see how long it takes to get up to 100. Oof. Guys, when I was growing up as a kid, we had a Toyota Trago for about 10 years. And that thing feels like it was from the 18th century in comparison to this. It's incredibly flat on the corners here. Wow. All right, let's hug that corner. Hug that corner. Gran Turismo. Whoa. I'm doing 130. Get on the brakes. Unbelievably fast. It has the best battery technology, probably the best battery technology in terms of energy density in the world. It has the new CATL or CATL, their chill-in battery, which gives this big vehicle over 700 kilometers of range, which, you know, massive range, over 400 miles of range. So when do these manufacturers say, oh, we can't make a pickup truck because electric cars don't have enough range, you know, that we need to make them hybrids? That's just complete bullshit. The Zeekr 009, it's a massive vehicle. It's more than 5.3 meters long. It's 7-seater. You drive it around this track and it's so flat. I could not believe how fast I could go in that vehicle without losing traction. It was almost difficult to get it to lose traction in the wet, and I was going really fast, kind of scary fast. Next car I drove was the Zeekr 001, the FR. The FR model had some stability control turned on, which meant that I'm still alive. I didn't crash it. Otherwise, if it hadn't have, I probably would have killed myself, because that thing is it's as fast as a Tesla Model S Plaid. 0 to 100 in about 2.3 seconds. 0 to 62 miles an hour. That's with no rollout. So just 0 to 100. Big car, right? Big car. This is 5.1 meters long. So fast. But like I said before, carbon ceramic brake pads. And honestly, the thing was so nice. That's so easy to drive. So easy. This is a technical racetrack that they have. It's actually got an uphill. It's got a few corner sections that are you can't see the exit point. Really technical racetrack, but I found it really easy to drive the car. Hey guys, I'm in the Zeekr 001 FR. This does an insane speeds, 1,300 horsepower. It's one of the fastest EVs in the world. But as you can see, it's like a spacious station wagon, shooting brake, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it's one of my favorite cars in the world. But I'm already feeling nauseous from driving some of these cars really fast around the track today. So I'm just going to see how quick this thing goes in a straight line, although I know it's more made for corners. It has carbon ceramic brakes, and it can do 0 to 62 miles an hour, or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 2.36 seconds. With a 1 foot rollout, it is 2.02, which is insane. It would be interesting to see how this goes against a Tesla Model S Plaid, because both of them would be very similar in terms of performance. But this is a bit more practical because it, you know, it has a big spacious area. Anyway, let's get a move on. Let's go. All right, guys, we've got a heads-up display. It's a pretty cool heads-up display. Actually, you can see cars around you, almost like a GPS heads-up display. I wonder if it is a GPS. Maybe it actually is. Just driving to the pit straight here, and this is Geely's racetrack. That they actually own this racetrack, and apparently they have 5 tracks that they own. Getting a noise here. What's the noise? Do you know what's the noise, race driver?
Yes.
Is that the simulated engine noise?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it's kind of an interesting noise. Whoa.
The noise lets you know how much power.
Okay, the noise is going to let me know how much power I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Okay. The side bolstering is actually pushing into my side. It changes. I think it has an airbag in the side bolstering, which actually changes how much pressure there is in it. Wowzers. Jesus. 160. Now apparently we're very low on charge, so this is probably gonna, oh, I braked way too late then. Okay. Just gonna take it a little bit easy so I don't throw up on the camera. No, the handling is very, very nice. Feels like it's not too hard, but it just takes the corners really, really easily. Just think on that apex there. All right, guys, we can. Whoa. My stomach just goes whoa. All right, you can hear those brakes squeaking. All right, let's get around this corner. Now, point of focus. Let's see how quick we can get on this little straight. All right, we're doing 160. I could have gone quicker then. See how it goes through this little tight apex here. Oh, it's very incredibly, the traction control is like unbelievable. It's not even squeaking a tire for a single second almost. Oh. This corner is a bit of a sketchy one. It's hard to see it. And it's a very, very, very tight corner. Let's get on the power. It takes a second to get on the power. It takes a second before you get full power. Now let's brake hard. Coming into this turn here. My racing car filmer is probably going, what is this guy doing? Man, this is so easy to drive fast. Amazingly easy. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm done. My stomach is just like, whoa. Finally, and probably my most surprising experience in China. Now, I did go to some other car places. I went and saw Neo cars. I went and had a look at some different Chinese car brands, Huawei, Aito. I looked at XPeng, a few different manufacturers. We saw their vehicles, the Xiaomi SU7. Yes, I saw lots of Chinese vehicles there, and that was all good. You know, good experiences. I got to meet some new people. Got to see the insane number of cars. Went to a battery factory, Geely's battery factory, which makes Geely, by the way, make the golden battery, because it's called the Aegis battery. That goes, will apparently, I believe, go into future Zeekr cars. Saw how they make those batteries, and that was insane, guys. As you can imagine, I was drilling them with questions. What about this? What about that? How do you do this? How do you do that? You know, trying to get as much information as I could. I'm going to share with you a little bit of sort of slightly secret information that I got in a separate video from these guys, which I was a bit surprised that they actually told me this stuff. But you know what? All of that was great, but my best experience personally was driving the Zeekr X. Now, this is a car coming to Australia. It's essentially the Volvo EX30. I saw the production line that's made on. The Volvo EX30 and the Zeekr X, they're made on the same production line, but the Zeekr 009, the Zeekr, I believe, and the Zeekr 001, a few different cars, Polestar, Volvo cars, they're made on the same production line. It's a huge production line. They use gigacasting. They've got an 8,000 ton gigapress machine, and they're considered to be the safest cars in China by a lot of the public, and that's why they sell so well. But all those experiences aside, guys, driving the Zeekr X, it's coming to Australia, and I honestly was just shocked by how good the car is. Like I said, it's made on the same production line as the Volvo EX30. But some journalists, they said, oh, you know, the Volvo, it's very luxurious. I don't think the Zeekr X is going to be any better. I'm not going to say who told me that, but it's someone fairly famous in the journalist world. G'day, mate, you know who I'm talking about. He's driven a lot of supercars. He's tested the Volvo EX30, and he's like saying to me, no, the Zeekr X is not going to be that much. It's not going to be more luxurious than the Volvo EX30. And I said to him, I disagree with you. I think it is, from what I've seen. Now, he gets into the Zeekr X, and he says to me, it's 30% more premium than the Volvo EX30. Now, guys, here's the thing. The Volvo EX30 is so popular, it's sold out in Australia this year. But the Zeekr X, which is a bigger car, it's 4.4 meters long versus 4.2 meters long EX30, 30% more premium, he said. He said it's 30% more premium, and the price will be the same, possibly about the same price for the same car here in Australia anyway. So honestly, I'm just kind of excited, thinking to myself, this car's insane. I drove it around a racetrack. It was so fast, it scared the pants off me. 3.8 seconds, 0 to 100, or 3.7. No matter what the case is, it felt like a rocket ship. And honestly, it went around corners insanely well. This is a small electric SUV, or I guess it's more like the size of a BYD Atto 3. The interior space was insane. Guys, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, the interior of this car feels big. It feels like the size of a BMW X5 interior. That's one of the advantages it has over the Volvo EX30 interior space, significantly bigger, but it's also just honestly so nice to sit in. It's kind of the kind of car where I thought to myself, I could just sit in this all day. I'd be happy to do that. It sounds crazy, but yeah. And at the same time, guys, as you know, I love fast cars, and it was insanely fast around the racetrack. I honestly thought it was going to scare me in terms of its handling ability, because there's been some YouTube videos criticizing its handling, saying it's got too much power. I drove that thing. I'm not a racetrack driver. I'm not a race car driver. I don't have those kind of skills, but I drove that thing pretty flat out on a wet racetrack. And I'm talking dual motors. You know, this is a super powerful car. And I was scared about its straight line performance because it was so fast in a straight line. But honestly, around the corners, braking, handling, I think I drove it pretty well, and it was a lot of fun. So here's the thing. These cars, they're not cheap, but they're relatively affordable. And I can't wait to see them here. Here's the other thing. A lot of these cars that I saw from even other brands, I mean, Xpeng, I saw their G6, that's coming to Australia. There is going to be this onslaught of Chinese car brands, and I'm convinced, guys, I'm 100% convinced that they are going to just destroy the market share of these Japanese, in particular Japanese automotive companies, also Europeans, but more so the Japanese, because they're the ones who have a lot of market share here in Australia. There's so many good cars. When you're in China and you're looking around the streets, you're thinking to yourself, look at that EV, look at that EV, what's that? They're just everywhere. And I'm talking even affordable EVs, you see them and you think, that looks great. And it's a lot of fun, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun to see this disruption, because honestly, when someone makes a good product, we shouldn't care what country it's from. I don't think we should. I mean, the majority of these car companies, they're not owned by the Chinese government. They're just businesses doing their best, right? And if they make the best product, if they're not lazy, if they work hard, and then they bring that best product to market, we shouldn't care about whether it's from one country or another. And to be honest, guys, Japan doesn't exactly have that great of a history. I mean, there's this trend to criticize China. But if we look back to things like the Nanking Massacre, World War II, previous to World War II, some of the things the Japanese did, I don't think there's any real reason to, on moral grounds, pick a Japanese car over a Chinese one. If you actually look at it from a real honest basis, if anything, it should be the other way around. Now, overall, guys, I'm looking forward to going back to China. I will be again this year, I believe, with another car company to check out, well, possibly BYD. If you're looking at buying a new EV, I say wait, because over the next 6 months, there's going to be a horde of new EVs coming from Zeekr, coming from BYD. In particular, those are probably the two brands, in my opinion, that are worth potentially waiting for. I mean, put it this way. Zeekr are bringing 4 new EVs over the next 12 months. And then BYD, they also have a new electric car, which is a direct competitor with the Tesla Model Y. That's confirmed to be coming this year as well. Overall, this was a pretty fun experience. It was kind of crazy. We went to all these different cities. We actually saw a ghost city where there was like no one living there. There was just hundreds and hundreds of apartment blocks, no one there. The streets were just deserted. That was an eye-opener. So the whole thing, I've got to say, kudos, thank you to Zeekr, and it was an amazing experience. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you've got any questions, feel free to send me an email. Feel free to contact on social media. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.